Owen Reed had never been good at talking to people. He sat alone at a small table in the Nebula Cafe, watching aliens of every shape and size walk past the windows. His hands felt sweaty. His friend Ruth had promised this blind date would be easy, but nothing about this felt easy. The cafe smelled like strange spices and burnt sugar. Owen checked his watch for the 5th time. His date was late. Maybe she would not show up at all. Part of him hoped for that. Owen. A woman's voice cut through his nervous thoughts. He looked up. A tall woman with short black hair stood by his table. She wore a pilot's jacket with patches from different space stations. Her smile seemed confident, almost too confident. "That's me," Owen said. He stood up too quickly and knocked his glass. Water spilled across the table. "Smooth," the woman said. She did not sound mean, just amused. "I'm Lyra. Ruth told me you work in cargo inspection?" Owen grabbed napkins and tried to clean the mess. His face felt hot. "Yeah, I check shipping containers. Make sure nothing illegal gets through Crossroads Hub." Lyra sat down. "Sounds boring." "It is," Owen admitted. He finally looked at her properly. She was pretty. She was also clearly out of his league. "What do you do?" "I fly shuttles between stations. Mostly passenger runs, sometimes cargo." Lyra ordered a drink from a passing server, a small alien with 6 arms. "Ruth said you were shy." She wasn't kidding. Owen wanted to disappear. This date was already a disaster. He tried to think of something interesting to say, but his mind went blank. Then he heard it, a voice. Not with his ears, but inside his head. "Help me." Owen froze. He had heard voices like this before. Ever since he was a kid, he sometimes picked up feelings from aliens around him. Emotions that leaked into his thoughts. He had learned to ignore it, to push it away. Nobody else seemed to hear these things, so he never told anyone. But this voice was different. It sounded young, scared. "Are you listening to me?" Lyra asked. Owen blinked. "Sorry, what?" "I asked if you like working on the station." Lyra frowned. "You seem distracted." "I'm fine," Owen lied. He tried to focus on her words, but the voice came again. "Scared. Dark. Please help." The voice felt like a child crying in the distance. Owen's chest tightened. He looked around the cafe, trying to find where it came from. But everyone looked normal. Aliens ate their meals. Humans chatted at other tables. Nobody seemed in trouble. "Okay, this isn't working," Lyra said. She stood up. "You're clearly not interested." "Wait, I am," Owen said, but even he knew it sounded weak. "Sure you are." Lyra grabbed her jacket. "Tell Ruth I tried. Good luck with whatever is actually on your mind." She left. Owen sat alone again, but he barely noticed. The voice in his head grew louder, more desperate. "Hurts. Want home. Please." Owen could not ignore it. He threw some credits on the table and walked out of the cafe. The voice pulled at him like a string tied to his chest. He followed it through the station's main corridor, past shops and restaurants. Other people moved around him, but he did not see them. He only heard the voice. The feeling led him to the cargo district. This area was rougher, darker. Most honest workers had gone home for the night. Only a few aliens moved through the shadows, doing business they did not want anyone to see. Owen slowed down. He worked here during the day, but night was different. Dangerous. The voice grew stronger. "Close, so close." "Help me." Owen turned a corner and saw a large reptilian alien. The alien had green scales and walked on 2 legs. He carried a metal container about the size of a suitcase. The container had breathing holes in the side. The voice screamed in Owen's mind. "Here, I'm here!" Owen knew that alien. His name was Hess. Owen had seen him before, always moving suspicious cargo. Always paying bribes to avoid inspections. "Hess!" Owen called out. The alien stopped and turned. His yellow eyes narrowed. "Cargo inspector." "What do you want?" "I am off duty." "You are off duty. What's in the container?" Owen asked. "None of your business." Hess held the container closer to his chest. Owen heard the voice again. Weaker now. Tired, scared. Something inside the container was alive. Something that needed help. "I need to inspect it," Owen said. His heart pounded. He had never confronted anyone like this before. He usually just checked paperwork and stamped forms. "You need a warrant for that." Hess backed away. "Leave me alone." "I can hear them," Owen said without thinking. "Whatever is in there, they're scared." Hess's eyes went wide for a second. Then his expression turned cold. "You hear nothing. Walk away, human. Owen stepped forward. Let me see what's inside. Hess dropped the container and pulled out a small weapon. I said walk away. The container hit the ground. One side cracked open. Owen heard a tiny cry, this time with his actual ears. A small creature crawled out. It looked like a lizard with wings, covered in scales that shifted colors in the dim light. It was no bigger than a cat. Its eyes were large and frightened. The creature looked directly at Owen. Their minds connected fully, and Owen felt everything. Pain, fear, loneliness. The creature had been stolen from somewhere far away. Taken from family, trapped in darkness. Help me, the creature whispered in Owen's mind. Please, alarms started blaring. Someone had called station security. Hess cursed and tried to grab the creature, but it ran straight to Owen and climbed up his leg. Tiny claws dug into his clothes. The creature pressed against his chest, shaking. Owen held it gently. It was warm. It felt right. You just made a big mistake, Hess said. Security guards ran around the corner, weapons drawn. A tall alien with 4 arms and fancy diplomatic robes followed them. The alien's face showed shock. Is that a Draenith? The alien asked. Owen had no idea what that meant. He only knew one thing. The small creature in his arms trusted him, and he was not going to let anyone hurt it. Everything had just changed. The security office felt too bright and too small. Owen sat in a hard chair with the small creature still pressed against his chest. It had not let go since he picked it up. Every time someone tried to take it away, the creature made a sound like a frightened child and dug its claws tighter into Owen's shirt. Hess sat across the room in restraints, glaring at Owen. Security guards stood by the door. The 4-armed alien in diplomatic robes paced back and forth, staring at Owen and the creature. My name is Ambassador Trell, the alien finally said. I represent the Corin people on this station. I need you to explain what happened. Owen swallowed hard. I heard it calling for help in my head, so I followed the sound and found Hess carrying this container. Trell's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. You heard it telepathically? I guess so, Owen said. I've always been able to pick up feelings from people. Aliens, I mean, not just humans. But this was different. This was words. Clear words. Impossible, Hess spat. Humans cannot hear Draenith. Nobody can. That is why they are so dangerous. Trell held up one hand for silence. He moved closer to Owen, studying the creature. That is indeed a Draenith. A juvenile, perhaps only a few months old. They are one of the oldest species in the galaxy. Also one of the most feared. The creature lifted its head and looked at Trell. It made a small hissing sound. Owen felt the creature's emotions clearly now. It did not trust Trell. It only trusted Owen. Why are they feared? Owen asked. Because they are telepathic predators, Trell explained. Adult Draenith can destroy minds with a thought. They live on isolated worlds far from any trade routes. They do not communicate with other species. Any ship that enters their space is destroyed. We know almost nothing about them except that they are incredibly powerful and want nothing to do with the rest of the galaxy. This one is just a baby, Owen said. He gently stroked the creature's head. It made a soft purring sound. It's not dangerous. It's scared. Baby Draenith are still deadly, Trell said. Their telepathy is uncontrolled. They lash out at any mind that comes near them. Yet this one has bonded to you. That should not be possible. Hess laughed bitterly. It is worth millions. Do you know how hard it is to steal a Draenith? I lost half my crew getting that thing off its nest world. You stole it? Owen felt anger rise in his chest. The creature felt his anger and sent back feelings of comfort, trying to calm him down. It is cargo, Hess said. Rare cargo. There are buyers who pay anything for a Draenith. They want to study them. Control them. Use their telepathy as weapons. Trell's expression darkened. Draenith are sentient beings. Stealing one is an act of war. When the Draenith realize one of their children is missing, they will come looking. They will destroy anything in their path. Then send it back, Owen said. Tell them where to find it. It is not that simple. Trell gestured to the creature. It has bonded to you. Draenith bonds are for life. If we separate you, the trauma could kill it. It might also kill you. Owen looked down at the small creature. It looked back with large, intelligent eyes. He could feel its thoughts more clearly now. It showed him images. A warm nest with others like it. A bright sun on a world with purple grass. Then darkness. Being grabbed, pain, cold metal, fear. I'm sorry, Owen whispered to it. I'm so sorry that happened to you. The creature nuzzled against his hand. What do we do? One of the security guards asked. We contact the Draenith, Trell said. We explain the situation and hope they do not destroy this entire station in response. They will never answer, Hess said. The Draenith do not talk to anyone. They will answer this time, Trell said quietly, because we have something they want back. 3 hours later, Owen still sat in the security office. They had moved him to a larger room with a couch. The creature had finally fallen asleep in his lap, exhausted. Owen was exhausted too, but his mind raced. Trell entered the room looking grim. They answered, Trell said. That's good, right? Owen asked. A Draenith ship is approaching the station. They will arrive in 2 hours. They demanded to see their child and the human who is bonded to it. What will they do to me? Owen's voice shook. I do not know, Trell admitted. No one has ever bonded with a Draenith before. At least not in any records we have. The Draenith sounded surprised when I told them. They also sounded angry. The creature stirred in Owen's lap. It sent him feelings of reassurance. It was not afraid of its own kind. It was afraid of being separated from Owen. I won't let them take you, Owen promised quietly. Trell heard him and shook his head. You may not have a choice. The Draenith are powerful beyond anything you can imagine. If they decide you are a threat to their child, they will remove you. Permanently. Owen held the creature closer. Then I'll have to convince them I'm not a threat. Ruth arrived at the station an hour later. She rushed into the room where they were holding Owen, her face filled with worry. What did you do? She demanded. I set you up on a simple date and now you're in the middle of a galactic incident? The date didn't go well, Owen said. Ruth saw the creature in his lap and stopped. Is that a dragon? Draenith, Owen corrected. Its name is Pip. You named it? It told me its name, Owen said. In my head, Ruth sat down slowly. Owen, you never told me you could read minds. I can't really. I just pick up feelings sometimes. But with Pip, it's different. We can really talk. I can see what it thinks. It understands me. Ruth stared at the sleeping creature. It's kind of cute. In a scaly dragon kind of way. It's just a baby, Owen said. Someone stole it from its family. I couldn't just walk away. Of course you couldn't, Ruth said softly. You never could ignore someone who needed help. Even when we were kids. The station's intercom crackled to life. Attention all personnel. A Draenith vessel has entered docking range. All non-essential staff should move to safe areas. Prepare for first contact, Pip woke up. It looked at Owen with worried eyes. It's okay, Owen said. Your family is here. They'll take you home. But Pip sent back a clear thought, a thought that made Owen's chest tight. You are family now. Not going without you. Trell appeared in the doorway. They are here. The Draenith Matriarch wants to meet you in Docking Bay 7. Now. Owen stood up carefully, holding Pip. His legs felt weak. What do I say to them? The truth, Trell said. It is all you can offer. Let us hope it is enough. Ruth grabbed Owen's hand. I'm coming with you. You don't have to, Owen said. Yes, I do. You're my friend. You're not facing a dragon matriarch alone. They walked together through the station. People stared as they passed. Word had spread fast. The human who bonded with a Draenith. The creature that should have killed him but instead treated him like family. Owen reached the docking bay doors. They opened with a hiss. Inside stood the largest living thing Owen had ever seen. The Draenith matriarch filled half the docking bay. Her scales were deep black with edges that glowed like dying stars. She had 4 legs, each one thick as a tree trunk, and wings that folded against her sides. Her head was massive with horns that curved back like a crown. Her eyes burned with intelligence and something else. Grief. Owen stood frozen at the entrance. Pip trembled in his arms but did not hide. The baby creature sent out a feeling of recognition and joy. Matriarch score, Trell said with a bow. Thank you for coming peacefully. The great dragon turned her gaze to Trell. When she spoke, her voice was not out loud. It came directly into their minds and it sounded like an ancient song. Where is my grandchild? Pip squirmed in Owen's arms. Owen set the small creature down, expecting it to run to score. Instead, Pip stayed pressed against Owen's leg, looking between him and the matriarch. Score's massive head lowered. She looked at Pip, then at Owen. Her eyes narrowed. You are the human, Score said in his mind. The one who bonded with my grandchild. I didn't mean to, Owen said quickly. I just heard Pip crying for help. I couldn't ignore it. Pip, Score repeated. You named my grandchild, Pip told me the name. I think it's hard to explain. We just understand each other. Score moved closer. Each step made the floor shake. She stopped just inches from Owen. Her breath was hot like a furnace. Owen could feel the power radiating from her. One thought from her could probably turn his brain to mush, but he did not run. Pip needed him to be brave. Look at me, human, Score commanded. Owen looked up into those burning eyes. Suddenly his mind was not his own. Score was inside his thoughts, moving through his memories like flipping through a book. She saw his childhood, his loneliness, his quiet life-checking cargo. She saw the moment he heard Pip's cry, the decision to follow it, the choice to protect the small creature even when threatened. Then she was gone from his mind. And Owen gasped for air. You truly heard my grandchild's call, Score said. And for the first time, her mental voice sounded soft, almost sad. You truly bonded without knowing what it meant. I'm sorry, Owen said. I didn't know about bonds or anything. I just couldn't leave Pip alone and scared. Score was quiet for a long moment. Then she sent out a broader telepathic message that everyone in the bay could hear. My people have been alone for a very long time, Score began. We did not choose isolation. It was forced upon us. Other species could not handle our telepathy. Their minds broke when we tried to communicate. Some species tried to capture us to use us as weapons, so we retreated to our worlds and defended them. We stopped trying to reach out. We lived in the silence of our own kind. Pip chirped and pressed closer to Owen. But loneliness is a poison. Score continued. It has been killing us slowly. Our children grow up never knowing friendship outside their own kind. Our culture has become cold, paranoid. We have been searching for millennia for another species that could share our thoughts without breaking. We found none. Until now, Owen's eyes widened. You mean humans? Perhaps, Score said. Or perhaps just you. That is what I must understand. Why can you bond with my grandchild when no other species can? Why does Pip trust you so completely? I don't know, Owen admitted. I've always been able to feel emotions from people. It's like I pick up radio signals that other humans miss. But with Pip, it's stronger, clearer, like we speak the same language. Score studied him carefully. May I examine your mind more deeply? I will not harm you, but I must understand what makes you different. Owen hesitated. Having Score in his head before was terrifying, but he nodded, if it helps. This time, when Score entered his mind, she went deeper. She examined the structure of his thoughts, the way his brain worked. Owen felt like he was being gently taken apart and put back together. It did not hurt, but it was strange. Finally, Score withdrew. She turned to Trell and the others watching. This human has something rare, Score announced. His mind has a structure that allows for deep empathy. He does not just observe emotions. He experiences them. His brain has pathways similar to our own, not identical but close enough to bridge the gap. Are all humans like this? Trell asked. Unknown, Score said. But I suspect some are. Perhaps many. Humans evolved on a death world, yes? Earth has been classified as a high-gravity, high-danger world, Trell confirmed. Humans adapted to survive in extremely hostile conditions. That explains much, Score said. Draenith also evolved on a dangerous world. We developed telepathy to coordinate hunts and protect our young from predators. We learned to share feelings because survival depended on understanding each other perfectly. Perhaps humans developed similar abilities for similar reasons. They simply express it differently. Owen had never thought about it that way. He had always felt like his ability to read emotions was weird, something to hide. But maybe it was just part of being human, part of surviving on a world that tried to kill you every day. What happens now? Ruth asked. She had been standing quietly near the door watching everything. Score looked at Pip and Owen. The bond between them is real. It cannot be broken without causing damage to both. This presents an interesting problem. Problem? Owen asked nervously. Pip must return to our world to grow and learn, Score explained. But Pip will not leave without you, and you cannot survive on our world. The atmosphere is wrong. The gravity is too high. The temperature would kill you in minutes. Owen felt his chest tighten. He looked down at Pip. The small creature looked back with worried eyes. So what do we do? Owen asked. Score's expression changed. If a dragon could smile, she was smiling. We try something that has never been done before, Score said. We build a bridge between our species. Pip will live with you here on this station. I will stay as well to teach Pip and to learn about humans. Other Draenith will come. We will see if more bonds can form. If they can, perhaps my people will finally have the companions we have been searching for. Perhaps we will no longer be alone. You would do that? Trell sounded shocked. The Draenith would end their isolation? For the chance to connect with another species? Yes, Score said firmly. We have been alone long enough. If this human can bond with my grandchild, then maybe there is hope for both our kinds. Pip sent a feeling of pure happiness through the bond. Owen felt tears in his eyes. I'll take care of Pip, Owen promised. I'll do whatever it takes. I know you will, Score said gently. I have seen your heart. You are lonely too, just like us. You understand what it means to be different, to not quite fit. That is why the bond works. Ambassador Trell stepped forward. This will require significant political coordination. Housing for the Matriarch, legal status for Pip. Protection from those who would try to capture another Draenith. I will handle politics, Score said. You handle keeping my grandchild safe. We will, Owen said. Score looked at him one more time. Thank you, Owen Reed. You saved more than one small life today. You saved my people's hope. Then she folded her wings and settled onto the docking bay floor, making herself comfortable. She was not leaving. The galaxy had just changed forever. 2 weeks passed in a blur. Owen's tiny apartment became home to both him and Pip. The station administrators gave him a larger space when they realized a baby Draenith needed room to grow. Pip was already twice the size from when Owen first found the small creature. Owen learned quickly that raising a telepathic dragon came with challenges. Pip could not control emotions yet. When Pip got excited, everyone within 50 feet felt it. When Pip had nightmares about the kidnapping, Owen woke up screaming too. But they were learning together. Right now, Owen sat on his floor teaching Pip to organize thoughts into words. Matriarch Score visited daily to help with lessons. Concentrate. Score's voice entered both their minds. Pip, you must focus your thoughts into clear images. Owen can feel your emotions, but other Draenith need to see your meaning. Pip tried hard. Owen felt the effort. The small dragon wanted to share a memory of flying, but the image came out jumbled. Wings and sky and joy all mixed together in a confusing mess. It's okay, Owen said gently. Try again. Show me just the wings first, Pip focused. This time, Owen saw clear wings spreading wide, then sky, then the feeling of freedom. Better, Score said with approval. You are both learning fast. Owen, your natural empathy helps Pip focus. You act as a filter for the chaotic thoughts. This is good. Someone knocked on the door. Owen opened it and found Ambassador Trell standing outside with another alien Owen did not recognize. This alien was tall and thin, with gray skin and large black eyes. Owen, this is Dr. Yenna, Trell introduced. She studies interspecies communication. She has some questions for you. Of course, Owen said. He let them inside. Pip immediately hid behind Owen's legs, peeking out at the strangers. Dr. Yenna pulled out a small scanning device. May I take readings while we talk? I guess so, Owen said. Fascinating, Dr. Yenna muttered, looking at her device. The telepathic bond between you shows up as synchronized brainwave patterns. You are literally thinking in harmony. What does that mean? Owen asked. It means when Pip thinks, your brain responds. When you think, Pip's brain responds. You are two minds learning to work as one unit. This level of neural connection has never been documented between different species. Trell folded his forearms. We need to understand if this is unique to Owen, or if other humans can do this too. Owen had been wondering the same thing. Have you tried testing other humans? We put out a call, Trell said. 3 dozen humans on this station volunteered to meet young Draenith. So far, none have formed bonds, but we believe it is because those Draenith are not looking for bonds. Pip was desperate and called out. That desperation may have been necessary. So we need to find humans and Draenith who both want connection, Owen said slowly. Exactly, Dr. Yenna said. But we have a problem. Hess was not working alone. We interrogated him. He revealed that several other Draenith young have been stolen. They are being held at a facility 2 systems away. The smugglers are waiting to see if you and Pip survive the bonding before they try to sell the others. Owen felt sick. There are more babies in danger? Pip felt Owen's distress and sent back worry. Owen petted the small dragon gently. We cannot send military forces, Trell explained. The facility is on neutral territory. We need legal evidence to raid it. By the time we gather that evidence, the smugglers will move the Draenith young somewhere else. So what do? Owen asked. Matriarch Score, who had been quiet until now, spoke in all their minds. We go ourselves, quietly. We take back what was stolen. That is extremely dangerous, Dr. Yenna protested. More dangerous than leaving children in the hands of criminals? Score's mental voice was sharp. My people are dying slowly because we are alone. These stolen young represent hope. I will not abandon them to be sold as weapons. Owen looked at Pip. The small dragon looked back with determined eyes. I'm going too, Owen said. Absolutely not, Trell said immediately. You have no combat training. No experience with rescue operations. But I can hear them, Owen argued. If those other Draenith are scared like Pip was, I can find them. I can help calm them down. You need me. Ruth, who had been visiting daily, stood in the doorway. She must have let herself in with the spare key Owen gave her. If Owen is going, I'm going, Ruth announced. Someone needs to keep him from doing something stupid. This is not a game, Trell said firmly. People could die. Those babies will definitely die if we do nothing, Owen shot back. Or worse. They'll be turned into weapons, used to hurt people. I can't let that happen. Score moved her great head to look at Owen directly. You are willing to risk your life for children that are not your species? They're kids, Owen said simply. Scared kids who need help. Just like Pip needed help. I can't ignore that. Score was quiet for a long moment. Then she made a sound like a rumbling laugh. You have the heart of a Draenith, Owen Reed. Protective, fierce when defending the weak. Yes, you will come. You and Pip together. Your bond will help reach the others. I must protest, Trell began. Protest if you wish, Score interrupted. But I am going. Owen is going. You can join us or stay behind. Choose. Trell looked between them all. Finally, he sighed with all forearms dropping in defeat. I will come. Someone needs to handle the legal mess this will create. But we need a plan. A real plan. Over the next 3 days, they prepared. Score used her ship, which was big enough to hold several humans comfortably. Ruth handled supplies and equipment. Trell managed diplomatic cover, claiming they were on a cultural exchange mission. Dr. Yenna came too, insisting she needed to document any new bonds that formed. Owen spent his time training with Pip. They practiced communicating faster and clearer. Pip was growing smarter each day, understanding more words. The small dragon could now project simple sentences into Owen's mind instead of just feelings. Ready? Pip asked as they prepared to board Score's ship. Owen looked at his strange new family. A dragon matriarch. A baby dragon. His best friend. A four-armed diplomat. A scientist who looked like a gray alien from old movies. Ready? Owen answered. They left Crossroads Hub quietly. The facility holding the stolen Draenith was on a moon orbiting a gas giant. The moon had no legal government, just corporate outposts and criminal hideouts. Perfect place for smugglers. As they flew through space, Pip curled up next to Owen. The small dragon was nervous but trying to be brave. What if the others don't want bonds? Pip asked quietly. Then we just rescue them and take them home, Owen said. No pressure. We're there to help, not force anything. But you want more bonds to form, Pip said. You think it would help humans and Draenith understand each other? Owen smiled. Pip was getting very good at reading his deeper thoughts. I do want that, Owen admitted. I think humans and Draenith could be amazing friends. But friendship can't be forced. It has to grow naturally, like it did with us. Pip sent a feeling of love through their bond. Owen felt his eyes get wet. 2 weeks ago, he was so lonely he could barely handle a blind date. Now he had family. Purpose. He felt needed. The ship dropped out of faster-than-light travel. The moon appeared in the viewing screen, dark and covered in industrial buildings. We're here, Score announced. Somewhere down there, my people's children are waiting. Let us bring them home. Owen stood up. Pip climbed onto his shoulder, wings spread for balance. Let's go save some dragons, Owen said. The rescue mission had begun. The facility looked abandoned from the outside. Old mining equipment rusted in piles around concrete buildings. No light showed in the windows. But Owen could feel something. A distant echo of frightened thoughts. They're here, Owen said quietly. I can hear them. Pip pressed closer to his neck. Me too, 3 voices. Young like me, scared? Score landed the ship behind a ridge of rocks. They could not approach openly. The smugglers would have weapons and defenses. I will create a distraction, Score said. When they focus on me, you slip inside through the east entrance. Dr. Yenna detected it has weaker security. What kind of distraction? Ruth asked nervously. Score's eyes gleamed. The kind that makes criminals run. They split up. Score moved around to the front of the facility. Owen, Ruth, Trell, Dr. Yenna, and Pip crept toward the east side. The building was larger up close, with multiple floors and a basement level. Owen closed his eyes and focused. Through his bond with Pip, he could sense the other young Draenith. They were deep inside. Underground. Basement, Owen whispered. They're being held in the basement. A tremendous roar shook the entire facility. Score had announced her presence. Owen heard shouts and alarms from inside the building. Footsteps ran toward the front entrance now, Trell said. They rushed to the east door. Trell used a small device to override the lock. The door slid open. Inside was dark except for emergency lights. Owen led the way, following the feeling in his mind. Pip helped guide him, sensing the others better than Owen could. They moved downstairs through corridors, avoiding security cameras that Trell disabled as they went. More roars came from outside. Score was keeping everyone busy. They reached a heavy door marked with warning signs. Trell worked on the lock while Ruth kept watch. Dr. Yenna scanned for life signs. 3 Draenith juveniles confirmed, Dr. Yenna said, also reading 2 adult humanoids in the next room. Armed. The door opened. They stepped into a cold chamber. 3 metal cages sat against the wall. Inside each cage was a young Draenith slightly larger than Pip. They looked up with frightened, angry eyes. Owen felt their minds immediately. Pain, rage, fear. These young ones had been hurt worse than Pip. They had been here longer. They trusted no one. One of them lashed out telepathically. Owen gasped as mental claws scraped against his thoughts. It felt like someone had stabbed his brain. Owen! Ruth grabbed him as he stumbled. Pip jumped down and ran to the cages. The small dragon started making clicking sounds and projecting feelings of safety and family. The 3 captives focused on Pip, recognizing their own kind. We're here to help, Owen said out loud, pushing through the pain in his head. We're taking you home. One of the captives with dark blue scales sent a message. Not to Owen, but to Pip. Owen could feel the conversation through his bond. Trick. Lies. They hurt us. No trick. Pip insisted. This is Owen, he saved me. He bonded with me. These are friends. Impossible. No other species bonds. He did. Let me show you. Pip shared memories through the telepathic connection. Owen felt the memories pass between the young dragons. The moment Owen first heard Pip's cry, the rescue from Hess, the meeting with Score, the care and kindness Owen had shown. The 3 captives slowly calmed down. They were still suspicious, but curious now. We need to move fast, Trell said, working on the cage locks. Those guards will check on them soon. The cages opened. The 3 young Draenith stepped out carefully. They were weak, malnourished. Their scales were dull from poor care. Owen felt fury rise in his chest. Who could do this to children? One of the young ones with green scales approached Owen cautiously. It reached out telepathically, not attacking this time. Just touching his mind gently. You really care, the green one said in surprise. You are angry for us, and of course I am, Owen said. No one should treat kids like this, come on. Let's get you out of here. Footsteps pounded in the corridor. The guards were coming. Go, Trell said. I will handle this. You can't fight 2 armed guards alone, Ruth protested. I am a trained diplomatic security officer, Trell said calmly. I can handle 2 smugglers. Get the children to safety. 2 men burst through the door with weapons drawn. Trell moved faster than Owen thought possible. In seconds, both men were on the ground, disarmed and groaning. I said I could handle it, Trell said. Now go, they ran. Owen led the way back through the corridors. The 3 rescued Draenith followed, weak but determined. Pip stayed close to them, encouraging them along. Outside, Score had destroyed half the facility's front wall. Several guards lay unconscious. Others had fled. When she saw the children emerge safe, her relief flooded across the telepathic link. Get them on the ship, Score commanded. More criminals may come. They loaded everyone onto the ship. The 3 rescued young ones huddled together, still frightened but beginning to feel safe. Dr. Yenna immediately started checking their health, treating injuries and malnutrition. Score took off fast. Within minutes, they were in space, accelerating toward the jump point. Owen sat with the rescued Draenith. They watched him carefully. "Why did you come for us?" the blue-scaled one asked. "We are nothing to you." "You're not nothing," Owen said firmly. "You're people. Kids who deserved better. I heard you were in trouble, so I came. That's what you do for people who need help." The green one moved closer. "The bond between you and little Pip, it is real?" "Very real," Pip answered, climbing into Owen's lap. "Owen is family. He protects me. Teaches me. Makes me feel safe. Could we bond with humans too?" the third one asked. This one had gray scales with silver edges. "Maybe," Owen said honestly. "I don't know if it works for everyone. But we can try to find out. There are other humans who would love to know you. Who would treat you with kindness. No more cages. No more pain. Just friendship and family." The three looked at each other. They had a silent conversation in their shared telepathic space. Finally, the blue one spoke for all of them. "We want to try. We want bonds like Pip has." Dr. Yenna looked up from her medical scanner, excited. "This is remarkable. If we can facilitate more bonds, it could change everything. But we need willing humans, people with high empathy, people who genuinely care." "I know people," Ruth said. She had been quiet since the rescue, processing everything. "Back on Crossroads Hub, good people. Some of them are lonely like Owen was. Some of them just want to help others. We could introduce them to these kids. See if connections form naturally." Score nodded her great head. "That is wise. Bonds cannot be forced, but they can be encouraged. Give my people's children time to heal. Then we will see who among your species has the heart to hear our call." The gray-scaled young one approached Owen shyly. "What is your world like?" "Earth," Owen smiled. "It's beautiful and dangerous. We have high gravity and extreme weather, storms that could destroy buildings, predators that hunt in packs. But we learned to survive it all. We adapted. We became strong, not just in body but in spirit. We learned to work together to protect each other. Like Draenith," the gray one said. "We come from a harsh world too. We learned to share minds because we needed to survive." "Exactly," Owen said. "Maybe that's why the bond works. Our species face similar challenges. We developed similar strengths. We both know what it means to struggle and to care for our family." Pip sent a feeling of contentment through the bond. The three rescued young ones felt it too and moved closer to Owen. They were not ready to bond yet, but they were learning to trust. That was a start. As the ship jumped to faster-than-light speed, heading back toward Crossroads Hub, Owen realized something important. He had spent his whole life feeling different, feeling alone, unable to connect with most people around him. But now he understood. His ability to sense emotions was not a flaw. It was a gift. A bridge between species, a way to bring two lonely peoples together. The galaxy was about to change, and it all started because one lonely human could not ignore a cry for help. 3 months had changed everything. Owen stood on an observation deck on Crossroads Hub, watching ships come and go. But today was special. Today, a delegation of Draenith was arriving for the first official cultural exchange between their species and humanity. Pip sat on Owen's shoulder, now the size of a large dog. The young dragon had grown fast with proper care and love. Pip's scales shimmered with health, changing colors based on mood. Right now they showed excited blues and greens. "Nervous?" Pip asked in Owen's mind. The telepathy was clearer now. They could have full conversations without words. "A little," Owen admitted. "This is a big moment." "You did this," Pip said. "You saved me. You saved the others. You showed everyone that humans and Draenith can be friends." Owen smiled. "We did it together." The 3 young Draenith they had rescued now lived on the station too. The blue-scaled one, who chose the name River, had bonded with a human botanist named David. David had always felt more comfortable with plants than people, but River understood his quiet nature. They worked together in the station's gardens, growing food and flowers. The green one, named Leaf, bonded with a human teacher called Patricia. Patricia had lost her own child years ago and had carried that grief like a stone. Leaf sensed that pain and chose to heal it. Now they taught young students together, both human and alien. The gray one, named Storm, bonded with a security officer named Andre. Andre had military training but hated violence. He wanted to protect people without hurting anyone. Storm shared that philosophy. Together they worked on station security, proving that strength and compassion could exist together. Ruth walked up to join Owen at the window. She had become the official liaison between humans and Draenith on the station. She was good at organizing people and making sure everyone's needs were met. "The delegation ship is docking now," Ruth said. "Matriarch's score says there are 12 Draenith coming. Some are elders like her. Others are young adults looking for bonds." "Are we ready?" Owen asked. "As ready as we can be," Ruth said. "We have 40 humans volunteering to meet them. All screened for high empathy. All genuinely interested in forming connections, not just looking for something exotic." Ambassador Trell joined them. He looked tired but happy. The past 3 months had been full of political negotiations. Some Galactic Council members had tried to stop the human Draenith alliance. They feared what two powerful species working together could do, but Trell had fought for approval. He believed in what they were building. "The Council has officially recognized Draenith bonds as legal family relationships," Trell announced. "Bonded pairs will have full legal rights. This is a historic moment." Dr. Yenna appeared with her ever-present scanner. She had been studying bonds non-stop. "I have interesting data. 20% of humans tested show the brain patterns necessary for bonding. That is millions of potential bonds across human space. If even a fraction of those bonds form, we are looking at the largest interspecies alliance in galactic history." Owen felt Pip's excitement through their connection. "Did you hear that? Millions of friends. My people won't be lonely anymore. Neither will mine," Owen said quietly. The docking bay doors opened. Matriarch Score entered first, her massive form moving with grace. Behind her came other Draenith. Some were her size. Others were younger, sleeker. Each one was beautiful in a unique way. Their scales showed different patterns and colors. Their eyes held intelligence and hope. The humans waited nervously. Some had brought gifts. Others just wanted to meet their potential new friends. Owen recognized many faces. People he had worked with for years. People who, like him, had always felt a bit disconnected from the world around them. Score's mental voice reached everyone in the bay. "Humans of Crossroads Hub. My people come in peace and friendship. We have been alone for so long. We forgot what it meant to share our thoughts with others. Your kind has reminded us. We are grateful." One of the younger Draenith stepped forward. This one had scales that shifted between copper and gold. They looked nervous but determined. "My name is Sky," the Draenith said telepathically. "I am looking for a bond partner. Someone who understands what it means to want connection but fear rejection." A human woman raised her hand slowly. Owen recognized her as Nina, who worked in waste management. People often ignored Nina. She was quiet and easy to overlook. But Owen had always sensed her kindness. "I understand that," Nina said softly. "I've always felt invisible, like I was shouting, but no one could hear me." Sky moved closer to Nina. "I can hear you. Your mind sounds like music." Nina's eyes filled with tears. "Really?" "Really," Sky said. They touched Nina's hand gently with their nose. Both of them gasped as the bond formed. Owen felt the echo of it through Pip, the moment of connection. Two lonely souls finding each other. Around the bay, similar scenes repeated. Humans and Draenith met. Some connected immediately. Others needed time. But every interaction was respectful, gentle. No one was forced. No one was pressured. Just two species learning about each other. An older Draenith approached Owen. This one had white scales and moved slowly. Age showed in every step. "You are Owen Reed," the elder said. "The first, the one who heard my great-great-grandchild's cry." "Yes, elder," Owen said respectfully. "You have saved more than you know," the elder said. "My people were dying inside from isolation. Not physically, but spiritually. We were becoming cold, forgetting how to care beyond our immediate families. You reminded us what connection feels like, what love between different peoples can create. I just did what felt right, Owen said. That is what makes you remarkable, the elder said. You did not seek glory or profit. You heard a child in pain and responded. That simple act of compassion has changed the galaxy. Pip nuzzled Owen's cheek. You're embarrassing him, elder. The old Draenith made a rumbling sound like laughter. Good. Heroes should be embarrassed sometimes. It keeps them humble. Over the next hours, 12 new bonds formed, 12 pairs, of humans and Draenith who found in each other something they had been missing. Dr. Yenna documented everything, already writing papers that would be studied for generations. Ruth organized a celebration in the station's main plaza. Humans and Draenith mixed together, sharing food and stories. Children played with young Draenith. Adults talked about philosophy and culture. Music from both species blended together in strange but beautiful harmony. Owen found himself sitting quietly in a corner, watching it all. Pip lay beside him, content and full. Tired? Pip asked. Happy, Owen corrected. Just happy. Lyra, his former blind date, approached carefully. She had seen the news about him but had stayed away, feeling guilty about how their date ended. Owen, she said. I wanted to apologize. I was rude to you that night. I didn't understand what you were dealing with. Owen smiled. It's okay. That terrible date led to all of this. If you hadn't stormed off, I wouldn't have heard Pip's call. Everything happens for a reason. Lyra laughed. That might be the most positive way to look at a disaster date I've ever heard. She looked at Pip. Your partner is beautiful. Partner and friend, Owen said. Pip is family. Family, Pip agreed, sending waves of love through their bond. Lyra sat down beside them. I've been reading about bonds. I took the empathy test. I'm in the 20%. I'm thinking about meeting the delegation tomorrow. Maybe I'll find my own partner. I hope you do, Owen said sincerely. Everyone deserves to feel connected. As the celebration continued into the night, Owen realized that his lonely life was gone forever. He had family now. Purpose. He had helped bridge the gap between two species that needed each other. Matriarch's score approached as the party wound down. What will you do now, Owen Reed? You have achieved something historic. Where does your path lead next? Owen looked at Pip, then at all the new bonds forming around the station. He thought about the millions of humans and Draenith who might find each other in the future. I'll keep doing what I did before, Owen said. I'll listen. When someone calls for help, I'll answer. That's what bonds are about, hearing each other, being there when needed. Wise words, Score said. You have become our ambassador. Our bridge. Both of our species are lucky to have you. Pip yawned and curled tighter against Owen. Can we go home now? I'm tired. Owen laughed. Yeah, let's go home. As they walked back to their quarters, Owen looked out the windows at the stars. Ships from a dozen species moved through space. The galaxy was vast and full of different peoples. Some species competed. Some fought. But some, like humans and Draenith, found friendship. All because one lonely human on a blind date heard a whisper from a baby dragon and chose to help. Sometimes, Owen thought, the smallest acts of kindness created the biggest changes. And as he fell asleep with Pip warm against his side, Owen knew he would never be lonely again. Neither would his people, neither would Pip's. Together they had found family, and that made all the difference.